A guy whose touchdown grab in the fourth quarter made it a 2-point game. And then we all saw how the Jaguars got the final field goal with no time left to complete. The biggest comeback we have seen in the playoffs since the Colts came back 28 down on the Chiefs in the wild card round of 2013. And joining us here on the phone line is the man who grabbed that ball, Christian Kirk, back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Christian?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I mean, like not like going to the Waffle House and partying like I'm Trevor Lawrence type good, but I'm pretty good. You know? Did you see that?
Doesn't get better than that.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
that video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw it the next morning.
Okay. Where'd you go after the game Saturday night? What was your night like?
I went straight home. I was exhausted, and I think I was still a little delirious. I didn't. You know, it was hard to really process what had just happened. I think for a lot of us, you know, just the emotions and everything that had happened. But I had to get home and lay it down and, you know, kind of wind down from everything that had just happened.
So let's talk about the everything that had just happened. When the game starts with back-to-back interceptions, and that's the way Trevor Lawrence's career starts, with back-to-back interceptions, and then a third one came and a fourth one came. Did you go up to him? Did you chit-chat with him at any point in time about this, Christian?
I mean, I don't think we talked specifically about, you know, the interceptions, but, you know, more just positive reinforcement. Just everybody, you know, letting everybody know that, you know, we still believe in one another. You know, there's nothing negative that, you know, came from anybody on the offense or defensive side of the ball. And, you know, just told them to take it one play at a time, and just, you know, don't forget to have fun in these type of moments. You know, obviously with these games and what's all on the line, you know, some of that energy and emotion can kind of get pent up, and, you know, you just forget to go out there and just play free and have fun. And so just told him to go out there, have fun, and just play his style of football. And, you know, we were able to do that in the second half and turn things around. Before
we get to that turnaround, though, you know, so was there, again, just watching him try and navigate this thing, and I'll be honest, at some point I thought, does he need to come out of the game for a bit? And that moment happened when you were wide open on a third down on a throw that I think Lawrence could make in his sleep, and probably did when he was a 5-year-old, and he threw it behind you, Christian. And I'm wondering what you were thinking at that moment. In that
yeah, you
game.
know, it's definitely a tough play for us. You know, especially, you know, we felt like we had an opportunity there to finally get some things rolling. You know, got in a third and manageable situation, and, you know, just, you know, we missed the play, and, you know, that happens, and obviously it was disappointing, you know, at the time, because it kind of just felt like, you know, nothing could go our way. You know, we had dug ourselves in such a big hole, and it just, you know, early in that first half, it just felt like one of those nights where, you know, nothing was going to go our way. And I think, you know, that definitely was a point to where we had to really make a decision of, you know, are we going to turn this thing around? Are we going to believe, or are we going to, you know, just pack it in and try to, you know, end this thing and try to get some type of momentum. But like I said, you know, nobody blinked, you know, came back to the sideline. And one thing, you know, I love about Trevor is, you know, he's never afraid to, you know, be accountable for mistakes. And, you know, he said, that's a throw that I need to make. You know, that's on me. And, you know, we're okay. We'll get back right. And I'm not sure. I think it was, you know, that next series we went down there and we were able to score before halftime, and that kind of, you know, turned things around for us.
What was it like in the locker room after that score? It's 27-7, right? I mean, you actually got points on the board. Something positive had happened. What was the locker room like halftime?
Yeah, you know, it was positive. You know, we had 3 other games, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the season where we had, you know, faced deficits, you know, that were pretty similar. You know, down 17, down 20, down 10, you know, and spots where, you know, maybe it looked a little improbable of coming back. And, you know, we knew with our defense coming out, taking the field, that, you know, hey, defense, you go out there and get a stop. You know, offense, it's imperative that we score, put some points on the board, and we can turn this thing around and get some momentum. And defense did just that. And, you know, once that happens and, you know, we're able to go and score, you know, there's no, you know, disbelief in our minds that, you know, we're not going to be able to get back into this game. You know, we're just able to, you know, talk about what we need to do and go out there and execute it and take it one play at a time. And, you know, there was a lot of belief, and that's all it was in the locker room, was just reinforcement that, hey, you know, we've been in this moment before. let's go out there, do the same thing we've done in the past, band together, and just take it one play at a time.
And so when you were talking about this in the locker room and then you needed to execute it and you're beginning to execute it, at what point did the belief begin to become rampant on the sideline, Christian?
Well, I think definitely, one of the big scores was, the long pass to Zay. I think we were able to close the gap to 14 at that point. Defense was, getting some stops. And once they get going, start pressuring the quarterback, and, they're stopping the run and they're having success, offensively, we're on the sideline saying, hey, we're going to get this ball back. Jamal Agnew giving us a spark too, giving us some great field position as well. And so when things start coming together a little bit and, we're able to kind of start closing the gap and, you look at the clock and you say, hey, we got some time here. We're able to put this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's just a sense of urgency to, go out and do it. And, I think that's the big thing is we've done it so many times this season that it's just going back to what we know and just believing in one another and just having that confidence. And, the confidence really, kind of sparked in those moments.
Christian Kirk here on the Rich Eisen Show. I am mandated to ask this question. Could this have happened, in the belief and everybody else under the previous administration prior to Doug Peterson, Christian? Could this have happened last year?
Obviously, I wasn't a part of it. I was,
Yep.
Just like everybody else, one of the outsiders looking in. But just from hearing, from the guys and, their experiences, I don't think, it would have happened or even, have gotten to this point. But I just know that, Doug, from the first day that he came in, he instilled this culture and this mindset for us that, we can accomplish everything that we want to accomplish. And it's all right here in this building, in this locker room and on this team. And everybody just bought into, just the championship mentality, fear nothing and attack everything. And, guys have really bought into that. And it's really helped us, in these moments of adversity that we faced throughout the year.
What was it like in the locker room after the game?
This, it was unbelievable. I mean, obviously, for the most part, just a sigh of relief, but just so happy for everyone that has been, in the building for a long time, that hasn't had to, get a taste of these type of moments. And, winning in the playoffs is not easy, by any means. And just all the hard work and effort and the dedication and sacrifice that everybody has put in, on a daily basis to just kind of get over that hump and get that first win in the playoffs. I think it meant a lot, but quickly, kind of narrowed our focus back into, the next round and getting ready, for, the divisional round this Saturday.
Well, I found it interesting, Christian, that, after the game, Trevor Lawrence said that the four quarters kind of a microcosm of the season where, the first half, you weren't playing up to your potential. And then the second half of the season, look out anybody else. Bad news for everybody else. And I'm just wondering how you feel about your team's prospects going into Kansas City and shocking the whole world and winning this thing, Christian.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Going into the bye week, we're 3-7. We had actually just lost to Kansas City, and coming out of it, it was just making a decision of where we want to take this thing. And we knew we had to win out, and obviously we didn't do that. We dropped one to Detroit, but for the most part, everybody bought into it's a win to get in, and everybody bought into that. And obviously, we faced a really good opponent, who beat us earlier this year, with a great offense and great defense. Obviously, the environment down there is, second to none. So it's just banding together. And, we've been counted out all season long. And, still, even we string together some wins, people still say, oh, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, and, still kind of give us that underdog mentality. And, we're going to keep embracing that. And so I think for us, going down to Kansas City this Saturday, it's going to be us versus the world. And, we've been in this position, so far throughout our whole season. So it'll be nothing new to us. It's just playing our brand and our style of football and going down and executing. And
then let's talk about you for a little bit here before I let you go, Christian Kirk. Obviously, the conversation in March surrounding you was about your contract and how Jacksonville paid you handsomely and whether you were going to be able to be a number one receiver worthy of being paid like that. You got an 1,100-yard season, 8 touchdowns in the regular season, the big one in the playoffs that got the team within 2. Any sense of satisfaction for you, Christian?
I would be lying if I said no. Definitely like to say just to be able to get the last laugh. But it's the opportunity I wanted. And, through scrutiny or not, I know what I've worked for. I know what I've earned. And I've always believed in that. I've always believed in the type of player that I can be. And, just stuck to that and just kind of closed out the outside noise and really just focused on, how good of a teammate and a player and an impact player I can be, on this team and, help us get to moments in games like this. And, been blessed to, be out there for every opportunity and just go out there and have an impact. And that's all I can really ask for. And, just, really happy and, would do it 100 times over again to be able to come here to Jacksonville and just, really grateful for the opportunity and the belief that, they've put in me. And, the rest has kind of been history, but, definitely have been happy with, how this first year has gone and, ready to just, keep going and keep leaving an impact.
Yes, how the season has gone and is still going. Those are the key words at the end of that statement, still going. And then I would be remiss, if you don't mind me asking, are you surprised about your old spot? And the coach being fired, general manager out. I mean, total restart where you left in Arizona. Does that surprise you in any way, shape, or form, Christian Kirk?
Well, I mean, I have nothing but love, for Arizona, what they've done for me. And, Steve Keim, bringing me to Arizona, got to play for my hometown team. So that's an opportunity that, I'm always grateful for and will never forget. And, I thought Cliff did a great job, with what he had and, just putting guys in the right positions, to succeed. But, sometimes, unfortunately, like I said, it's hard to win in this league. And, when things aren't going right and, there's a lot of outside noise that can be, a little bit, it can kind of blur your focus and your vision and can get a little distracting at times. But, definitely was following them the whole year and felt for those guys. But, when a change is needed and a change is needed. And, I know everybody's parting ways and, looking for, a new journey, new venture. But definitely, for my guys that are over there, looking, excited to see, what their new venture is going to be and, who takes over there. And, hopefully they can turn things around.
All right. And you are aware where the Super Bowl takes place this year, right, Christian? You're very well aware of that, correct?
Oh, I've been well aware from that when they first announced it. So there's nothing more that I would like.
Could you imagine? I mean, are you imagining? Do you let yourself go for a split minute to think about that?
Oh,
Christian?
100%. I think it keeps you motivated. Not that you don't need any motivation with weeks like this and you're in the playoffs and you're moving on, but that's my backyard. I grew up there and have been going to games there since I was a little kid, and I've been an Arizona Cardinals fan and, have been in that stadium. Obviously, I've played in that stadium so many times, and so to now, obviously, be here and have the opportunity and, with the guys that we have here in Jacksonville and for the love and bond that I've created here in Jacksonville, it would just be, a dream come true. And so it's definitely some added motivation to get down there and be able to play, on that stage, in that game at home.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Christian Kirk, I really appreciate you taking the moment here on an off day or a down day, certainly since you had to go after that game and just get some rest. I greatly appreciate it. And in that regard, I'm going to give some advice, free advice for you to pass along to Doug Peterson, if you wouldn't mind, for me, Christian Kirk, okay? Tell Coach, don't spot Mahomes 27, okay? All right? Don't do that.
I got you.
Okay?
Just I'll let them know.
Free advice. It's free. It's free. It's free. There's no quid to the pro quo. Just don't do that. And I appreciate the time, Christian. Take care of yourself.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rich.
There you go. He's one of the best in this National Football League. Hey, Christian Kirk. Love talking to him. He's got some. I mean, that's the guy you want in a huddle, right?
Calming presence.
He's kind of calming when you talk to him.
Yeah.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.